What is up, everybody? Hope you guys are all enjoying your wonderful day here. And this is going to be yet another update here on this potential for the major system that can bring in a white Christmas for millions in the eastern United States here. So definitely looking at a nice wintry wonderland as far south as portions of Atlanta and Birmingham. So we're looking at areas that have not seen a white Christmas in 10 plus years that can finally see. And this explains a lot because it's 2020. So weird things are happening here. For example, I'm looking at 1 to 3 inches of snowfall at the moment, but I do expect that to probably decrease here. But I'm going to be showing exactly the timing on the snowfall here. Who could see a white Christmas, the time frame, of course. When will that snow start for your area? When will it end? As well, looking at the accumulation here, looking at whether you will fit the criteria for a white Christmas, which means an inch or above for accumulation. But we're going to be looking at all that throughout this video here. But before we get in the video, be sure to subscribe, of course, if you really enjoy this type of content as well. I'm going to be talking about this for the next few days. So if you want more new data and information throughout the day, be sure to subscribe. Of course, I would consider that as well. Be sure if you have any questions below. Even after watching the whole video, I will do my best to answer them. But without further ado, let's get in the video. So here's like now at the new 12Z GFS. As you can tell, it's right now still reloading here. So this is the newest data and information on the latest GFS here. So here in the next 78 hours by late evening on December 23rd here, we're seeing, of course, a low pressure that's going to be kind of right here in the general Midwestern region here. Of course, we also have that incoming cold front. By Wednesday, that cold front would just have to bring in that cold air across portions of the Midwest here. So here's going to be seeing those really cold temperatures. And of course, we do actually have low pressure down here in Texas. And we have a lot of moisture, or a decent amount of moisture coming off from the south. So it's going to help allow for some scattered snow showers and flurries to develop there in portions of the Midwest, including maybe even Chicago, Mass, Wisconsin. But as we now get later into now the morning of December 24th here, there we have that low pressure now right here into portions of the Tennessee, or actually right here into the Louisiana region, of course. And then we have that low pressure up here kind of way into Canada. That's going to help bring that cold, or help bring that snow there, because of that big cold front that's going to continue to get right on the butt of this snow here. That's going to be, this cold front is going to kind of be right on the line right there, behind the line of that precipitation. So that's going to help allow for some good amount of snow, some just below freezing temperatures. But of course, the south, where we will be seeing more warmer temperatures, we will be seeing just some heavy rain there. But looking at some snow there on the morning of the 24th there for portions of Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, and portions of Ohio. But as we continue now get into now the late morning of the 24th, that low pressure now entering Georgia and Alabama. There's that cold front coming straight down. We'll have that high pressure up there, North Dakota. That's going to help provide that nice, dry, cold air. And of course, you got the low pressure, going to help bring that moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. So just a perfect mix there, and kind of puzzle to allow the snow to develop there all the way down to the southeast. But looking at snow on late Christmas Eve morning for portions of Columbus, Ohio, Frankfort, Lexington, Kentucky, Nashville, Tennessee. And of course, I'm going to start getting into Georgia here. Atlanta may see a white Christmas here, getting just over an inch of snowfall most likely. So that's something I have to keep a close eye on. But as you see there, you see this is, I believe, early to late afternoon for Christmas Eve. Seeing that very heavy snow there for portions of the southeast, where that low pressure will be in South Carolina by then. That's going to help bring in this strengthening low pressure to bring in heavy snow for portions of North Georgia, eastern Tennessee, western North Carolina, all the way up to the Appalachians and areas that got hit quite hard from gale, such as West Virginia and Pennsylvania, even portions of Ohio. It's going to continue to bring in, now by Christmas Eve evening, some very heavy rain for portions of the East Coast here, all the way from Florida up to Maine. And you'll be seeing that heavier snow on the western side of the low pressure, because that's kind of where that cold air will be, kind of on the western side of that low pressure. So we're going to be seeing a potential white Christmas there for State College, Syracuse, Jamestown, all the way up to areas like Roanoke. Of course, by Christmas morning, we're going to see some snow showers developing across portions of the southeast, so could see some remaining snow showers and flurries falling down for areas like Atlanta, Nashville, Johnson City, Indiana, Cincinnati. But the really will be seeing that snow on Christmas morning will be for areas like Albany, Syracuse, still falling there, the Adirondacks, New Jersey, and even portions maybe Philadelphia and Dover. May see a few snow showers coming in there in the tri-state area. But really, the worst of it will stay kind of more to the north there. But let's look now what the European has to say. So the European is still pushing more south in the GFS here. So this is what they have the next few. This is what they have on, I believe, the 23rd, the night of the 23rd here. So yeah, this is the kind of around the early morning on Christmas Eve. There you see that very heavy snow coming in, and that's all going to be possible because, of course, that cold air that is left behind that system here. So they're going to see that low pressure kind of north of Michigan there, and it's going to help provide a lot of that moisture. And as well, we're seeing that moisture coming in from the Gulf Coast. So we're kind of have two big widespread areas that's going to help allow to bring snow or precipitation all the way from Canada down to the Gulf Coast here. But obviously more to the west where that cold air is more in place, we're going to be seeing that snow for areas like Madison, Wisconsin, possibly Joplin, Missouri, Jefferson City, areas like Kansas City as well can be seeing some snow on the 23rd here, but we're going to be seeing that heavier rain more to the east. We'll be seeing above freezing temperatures, but as we now get into now, continuing more deeper into the 24th, we're going to be seeing possibly snow there for portions of Chicago. So the GFS obviously is not showing this, but the European has been very, very consistent on showing it. So we're really kind of stuck in the middle there between the GFS and European. They're completely different here, so it's really hard at this point to give a determinate possibility here. So could there be some snow in Chicago? There definitely will be snowfall on the ground, but will it be that much? Will it be that severe? That's the question here. Same thing for Milwaukee, looking at some heavy snow. St. Louis, all the way to Arkansas there, and that's going to really play a big part in the southeast. So that really is letting people in the southeast be on their tippy toes, because I mean it's getting closer. Obviously, it's around 4 days away now, so we should just try to get answers very, very soon. But there you see that snow now developing as that low pressure in the southeast, obviously going to bring that more that moisture and nice amounts of rain. Of course, then you have that cold air right behind us. That's going to help allow for that snow right between that trough. They're seeing some heavy snow there from areas like Paducah, Kentucky, as well to areas near Evansville, Indiana, even all the way to Fort Wayne, Chicago. Still seeing some snow, and there you see it blows up now into the morning hours of or this is kind of late Christmas Eve, I guess you could say that, into portions of Nashville there, Louisville, as well as Indianapolis, and then by Christmas Eve morning, late Christmas Eve night, we're seeing that very heavy snow for areas like my area, Atlanta, Georgia. I mean, this stuff can go very, very far south, and the Weather Channel actually supports that, seeing those kind of last showers there in central Tennessee, but seeing that really heavy snow there just more to the east there. We'll be seeing that nice actually snowfall right there for Kentucky, other half of Tennessee, Georgia, and portions of North Carolina as that low pressure strengthens. And by late Christmas morning, we're still going to be seeing some snow showers there in North Metro Atlanta, my area, of course, the Appalachians, especially in the Great Smoky Mountains, and especially that very heavy snow on Christmas morning for areas just outside the Appalachians, like Charleston, of course, Pittsburgh, Jamestown, and even Youngstown, Ohio, can see some good amount of snow there. And of course, going to be seeing a nice white Christmas for areas up all the way from Georgia, Alabama, up to areas like Maine, or not Maine, more like New York, because that snow will arrive in Maine the day after Christmas, sadly there. I also want to show you guys what the Weather Channel wants to say. So I usually don't do this, but really, since the European and GFS are just so completely different, I want to show you guys what the Weather Channel has to show for the radar. So this is really what the Weather Channel wants to show on 10 p.m. Eastern Time for Christmas Eve night. They had that snow, obviously, for Nashville. They had that snow going all the way down to Atlanta, Birmingham, seeing that snow all the way up to Pittsburgh. Or seeing that that rain converting to snow in Pittsburgh by 10 p.m. Eastern Time. So we're getting snow all the way from areas like Lake Erie down to Georgia and Alabama. At that point, I'm kind of right here, so I'm going to start getting that snow around 10 p.m. But I'm going to start seeing that really heavy snow for portions of the Great Smoky Mountains. They're going to just avoid areas like Raleigh and we're going to avoid areas like Charlotte, Greenville, or possibly Greenville. But I'm going to really see that really heavy snow, of course, for areas like Charleston there, Frankfort. This is by, again, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. That snow is going to start kind of finishing off there in Nashville, but it's not going to be done yet. This is now, I believe, at 1 a.m. what they have. Let me actually move my thing upwards. And what they have at 1 a.m., I believe. So you're going to see that really heavy snow continuing into northern Georgia, metro Atlanta. Seeing that snow kind of starting to really fall apart in Alabama. But that snow's not done yet in Nashville. It's not done in Tennessee. And look how heavy that snow is going to be into the first hours of Christmas morning. Very heavy snow for Charleston. Very heavy snow for areas like Youngstown, Ohio. Very heavy snow for Johnson City. Heavy snow as well for Asheville, all the way up to Pittsburgh. And last but not least, this is, I believe, 4 a.m. Yep, this is 4 a.m. Oops, I did not mean to do that. This is 4 a.m. here. We're looking at some very, very heavy snow there for portions all the way up to near south central Alabama, near Auburn, all the way up to Buffalo. I mean, that is some really, really heavy snow as well for Pittsburgh State College. It's 4 a.m. here. Continuing to Georgia, continuing for, it's going to, at that point, really start to just be to the east of Nashville. It's going to start really falling apart, or really falling down there for Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Charleston, all the way down to areas like Atlanta. So that's what they actually have right now. But let's take a look now at what they have for snowfall totals. So here's like now what this is what the Europeans show. So they have kind of shifted more south compared to what they showed yesterday. So we're seeing the European going more south, GFS going more north. CMCs really see the same. So that's why I really wanted to show what the Weather Channel said, because really it's like either moving more north, more south. Obviously that leaves people like in Atlanta, Birmingham, Nashville, all the way up to like Evansville, really asking what's going to happen here. I mean, what's going to happen? Totals, for example, have been going all over the place. For example, yesterday they showed less than an inch. Now they show 1 to 3 inches, and just north of me they show 3 to 5 inches. So really, it's really that question if models are going to get it right, because even if models agree the day before, they can be completely wrong. That's coming from what happened 10 months ago. They showed literally, like, I believe less than an inch the day before, and I got 6 inches. So really, even if they agree, there still has a lot of possibility for changing, all the way from Georgia, Alabama, all the way to New York. So that's not just a southeastern thing. That's obviously this whole storm. Really, models are really not really agreeing too much. Obviously, we saw a lot of trouble with that earlier on this fall. So we're going to have to continue to watch what they show, of course, because models are doing the complete opposite here. But as you do see, this is the European, they get up to now maybe 1 to 2 inches there for Chicago. So that's technically a white Christmas if it sticks around, which it should. Maybe an inch or two there for eastern Iowa. So we are going to see some good amount of accumulations there for the Midwest. But you're probably wondering, why could there be more snow for the Southeast and the Midwest? And that's just because this is going to be the first phase. The Great Lakes can get the first waves, and that cold front really won't be as severe. For example, it's going to only be like 9 to 10 degrees below average for the Great Lakes, but for the Southeast, it'll be up to 20 degrees below average. So we'll have technically some really cold temperatures here for hours and hours and hours. And at that point, the storm will be a lot larger once it gets to the Southeast, and that low pressure will be stronger, bringing heavier snows. That's kind of why. But 3 to 4 inches there for Madison, maybe 5 inches there. A trace for Detroit. Let's now get to the Southeast. They're looking at an inch there from Nashville. Obviously, that seems pretty reasonable. I think 2 inches is the max from Nashville, unless the storm surprises us, which it has a chance of doing. Huntsville, maybe an inch there. They're getting up to a trace from my area here, but the Weather Channel, I don't know what they were showing. It didn't say GFS or European. They just showed 1 to 3 inches for me there. But I really think we don't have a definitive answer right now. Not even close. So really, whatever something says right now, just don't keep it in your, don't like trust it 100%. Like, that's why I think I still have a chance to get like only a trace, even when it's just 1 to 3 inches, because it's just so iffy, you know. Looking at 4 to 5 inches, maybe even 6 inches there for southeastern Kentucky. That area definitely has a good chance. An inch or two for Frankfurt, an inch or two near Lexington. About a good maybe 3 to 5 inches there across the Appalachians there in the Great Smoky Mountains. But once we now go more north, that's when things get a lot crazier. For example, 7 to 9 inches there for State College there, adding on to the 20 plus inches you guys got with Gale. Looking at maybe an inch or two for DC. I mean, it's gonna really struggle to stick there, because it's gonna be way above freezing. Looking at near around a foot in the far eastern half of West Virginia and the Great Appalachians. 2 to 4 inches for Charleston. Really has gone down for Columbus. Columbus only looking at a trace now, but of course, again, like I said, things are all over the place. Expected to go back up or go down. I mean, things are going to go up and down, up and down, up and down the next 4 days. It's going to be a long 4 days. 2 to 5 inches for Cleveland. Looking at around maybe up to 13 to 16 inches there in far north central Pennsylvania, this area did not get hit too hard by Gale. They just missed the worst here. So this is kind of where the worst of Gale was. The worst of Gale is kind of like right here. So it's just going to just be to the east here. So that's kind of good, I guess. Up to near a foot there for Buffalo expected. Looking at maybe just under a foot and a half there to 18 inches just south near Jamestown. Up to maybe half foot for Erie. So we're looking at a very definitive white Christmas for areas of the northeast. Now the GFS, of course, remain kind of completely different style here. Only trace for Chicago, really not a big difference. Not showing anything for Iowa. Nothing really for Wisconsin. And nothing at all for, like, they don't have anything at all for Nashville. They don't have anything at all for Metro Atlanta. They have nothing at all for Alabama. Not a single speck. Not a single speck. So really, I really have to agree, I guess, with the European on this. Maybe the CMC. I mean, the GFS definitely is pretty reasonable. Not gonna lie here. There's some points with the Europeans less accurate, in my opinion, than the GFS. Same thing goes with the GFS and the European. I really think they both have their flaws and they both have their pros. I just really think the European may have more pros than cons when it comes to the GFS. Looking at only a trace max to the Nashville based on the based on the GFS. Nothing from my area based on the GFS. An inch or two for Columbus. I still think 1 or 2 inches is still a little bit too less, or I guess it's still a little downgrade compared to what I do expect for Columbus. An inch or two for Cincinnati. Only showing around 3 to 5 inches, or only showing around 3 to 4 inches there for Kentucky. I do believe there's a chance for 6 inches. They're pretty good, I guess, in my opinion, for West Virginia, around 1.5 there. They're saying similar total for Pennsylvania, to 6 to 9 inches there for State College, up to 4 inches there for Pittsburgh. Of course, up to near 1.5 there for portions of New York. But that's what we have there, and of course, this is all possible because this cold front here, like I did say, it's going to be less severe, the cold front, when it comes to the Great Lakes. Only around 5 to anywhere from 8 degrees below average. But once it actually goes more to the south, there's that low pressure going to be around right here, going to bring all that moisture, that high pressure, so to bring in that really nice dry cold air. That's going to really help create that snow there for portions of the southeast, and it's obviously going to advance more to the north as these temperatures continue to decrease and advance more to the north by Christmas Day. Looking at anywhere from 20 to 25 degrees below average for some of these areas in the southeast, and as well up in the mid-Atlantic, going to be seeing up to 15 degrees below average. But hope you guys enjoyed the video, and bye guys.